business, huh? Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the power band. This is the Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Kevin, along with my super friends, Ben.
Hey.
And Chad.
Orale.
Yay. And this week starts our latest theme month, folks. You didn't ask for it, but we're giving it to you anyway. That would be the theme of crusty math teacher movies. And that's what we're going to be focusing on all month right here on the EBD podcast. So strap in because it's going to be a roller coaster ride.
I did not agree to more than one of these.
Really?
Hell no. Veto.
Are there even four we could do?
That's a hard veto.
We already have the playlist, man.
No,
we're going to do the principal, we're going to do the substitute, and we're going to do Dangerous Minds, dude, with what did you say before?
Coolio Iglesias?
Iglesias.
Those aren't all math teachers.
We're definitely not doing those movies. We should do we'll do another theme.
Right, so they're not all math teachers, but they're all school related. There's crust involved. The schools are shitty. No?
Nope.
All right. Clearly, all right. So it's been upended before it even made it 1 inch.
You're welcome, everybody at home.
Yes, you can thank them later. Anyway, folks, this week we're starting off my fictitious month of crusty math teacher movies with the 1988 classic movie that's actually a biopic, Stand and Deliver, starring Commander Adama and
Estelle Harris.
What's his name? From La Bamba and Estelle Harris from Seinfeld. Yes, thank you. And Estelle Harris from Seinfeld.
Andy Garcia and no one else you've ever heard of in your life.
Pretty much, yeah. The guy from the KFC commercials. So let's just dive right in, man.
I did not know that, dude.
Yes. The guy was in some KFC commercials.
Pretty
Anyway.
legit. Claim to fame.
High level. Go.
Wait, hold on. I want to know something. Do you guys have the Gunnis?
I
What's
do.
What's the Gunnis?
You don't have the Gunnis?
The Gunnis.
Oh, the Gunnis.
Desire.
Do you have the Gunnis? Oh, I gotcha. No, that's I should take a death for not understanding what you're saying there.
Well, you're not taking one. You're dead.
Didn't have the Gunnis.
You are dead.
Mm-hmm. You don't need to request it, bro.
Sir.
We already killed you. How do you spell that, Ben?
Ganas.
Ganas.
This shit is bananas. Banas.
So,
no regrets.
how about some high level, man? Let's go. I mean, we've been talking.
Regrets.
We've been doing lines from this movie for the last 2 weeks.
That's it. I definitely would have seen this when I was a kid, but I had zero recollection. So it was fun to watch, and yeah, it's a good flick, dude. It's got a lot of heart, and I can totally see how it was like a real keystone movie in the Latino community and stuff. And there was like a cast reunion Zoom call COVID fucking thing that kind of was raising money for some Latino theater in LA or something, and they were talking a lot about that. Tons of people kind of donated saying that they were like gangbangers that went on to become fucking rocket scientists and stuff, and it was cool. So I get the cultural import of it, and almost is just like incredible in this, and it's a solid flick. There's not I'm curious to see how we talk about it, but it's it was enjoyable, and it's kind of a first watch for me, even though I'm sure I've seen it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, dude. I rate your high level a B.
Nice. I like how even the fake ratings you get the shit wrong.
Yeah,
letters and numbers.
I like that you're resorting to letters in a math movie.
Yeah,
right.
Solve for X.
Sorry, did I say a B? I meant an 8.36.
Repeating.
Round it off to the nearest decimal point. Is that better?
That was great.
Beautiful.
Great. All right, Benny, go.
Yeah, so this is Hey Beastmaster's on HBO. Totally. Was on all the time. Probably watched it a million times. Kind of a special thing. I don't know why I said that. Anyways,
it's okay. You don't need a reason. It's your show.
That was weird.
Do whatever you want.
It was weird. Yeah, I love this movie. Which is kind of weird because I don't love math. I was never good at math, but I always loved this movie. It's kind of like a math Karate Kid. It's feel good.
Dude, yes. It is exactly that.
It's kind of, sort of. No. But yeah, it's like, it's feel good. It's inspiring. It's really funny. Like, it's well acted. It's it's just a feel good movie, man. It's,
no doubt.
Quite literally, Ben, this was taking place right down the road from the karate events of the Karate Kid in California in the 80s, dude.
Love it.
Indeed. Yeah, that's another. It's 80s, it's an 80s flick. It's
very 80s.
It's got a lot of like good stuff going on.
Oh, man. Some great stuff going on here.
Got a lot of great lines, a lot of quotables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. I had a fucking great time watching this. It was good.
Yeah. Excellent. And great high level, Ben. As usual, award winning I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9.1.
C plus?
No, 9.1. Rounded off to the nearest decimal point. A negative plus a negative equals a positive.
Fill in the hole.
So,
snap your neck like a toothpick.
I was tough guys. They make fried chicken. My recollection of this movie was that I was like thinking about it as we were ramping up to this, and I was like, man, do I even I vaguely remember this? Do I remember it at all? And as I started watching it, I was very surprised that I remembered like most of it. So clearly, I was caught in a Hey Beastmaster's on effect at some point or another or whatever. And it was absolute joy to watch. The movie holds up beautifully. It's incredibly well written. It's incredibly acted, man. A lot of those kids are like, first time actors, man. I mean, definitely had some weight in there with like, not so much Andy Garcia with the fried chicken guy. But
it's Andy Garcia's first movie.
Is it?
Was it?
No. I'm just...
Well, yeah. So not so much Andy Garcia and the fried chicken guy, but like, almost, of course, and Lou Diamond Phillips. But there's and Estelle Harris, and there's some other like sort of smaller character actors in there that are excellent. So. Really impressed by that. This is a biopic, so it's really great. Early nugget, the actual Jaime Escalante said that the movie was 90% accurate and 10% drama. So that's a high compliment coming from a person that a movie is based on, and and it's an 80s movie, and it's almost, and it's just so good, man. There's a lot of great funny stuff. It's definitely like the crusty math teacher Karate Kid for sure, man. And
yeah, totally, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. Another early nugget. I didn't realize this, but this is the only movie that almost was nominated for an Academy Award for it. And I mean, he should have freaking won it, dude, because this is such a good performance, man.
Yeah,
he drives the whole thing. And I'm kind of getting away from high level now, but that's fine. He drives the whole thing and carries the whole thing, and I believe he helped produce this movie, man. So yeah, really excellent, man. Just great.
Yeah,
let's dive in.
So there's some stuff like I feel like sticking with Escalante would make sense. Like there was some stuff that almost said where he lived with him for like a while, months, I think. And shattered him constantly, and then every single shot in the movie, Escalante was there and like was like watching the performance, and then would just like give a little thumbs up, So like he was super involved, which is kind of cool.
And how was that kind of like a Escalante would like stop the take in the middle and he'd be like, "No,
pretty
that's
much
not what I said. I didn't do that like that."
Do that, man.
And
Well, that's
almost
it.
would be,
Like almost did. He was saying
character.
like, I was talking to Escalante, with the Andy Garcia scene, and I was like, "And what did you say?" And he's like, "I said I'm going to kick your ass." And he's like, "So that's what I said." Like, he just kept asking him what happened, and he would do it. Or like the fist bump at the end of the movie. He's like, "So what did you do?" He's like, "I just put my hand in the air, man." It's like, all right. So he was like, yeah, a super great resource, I guess, and hence the 90% accuracy stuff. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like looking at stuff after I watched the movie. I caught up on some video of Jaime Escalante like actually doing.
Oh,
his
really?
thing.
I didn't see any of that. Yeah,
he nailed it, man.
Did he?
Yeah, he definitely nailed it.
So it's,
oh shit! I'm looking at the real Jaime, dude. He's really not that far off.
Dude, I guess the bald hairdo was a piece, and it took 4 hours to put on every day, which is fucking bananas, dude.
It was totally a piece, but I thought that was like almost his real hair, kind of like Woody Harrelson did in Kingpin, dude.
Yeah,
people did think it was his real hair.
It's wild.
Well, that's good. That's a compliment.
Back to the Karate Kid thing. Like, I'm totally picturing like Escalante going to like a local shitty LA dive bar, and Miyagi's at the bar, and they just like sit down and hang out and talk and shoot the shit.
Totally, man. Yes. Like they meet halfway between wherever the hell Miyagi lived and wherever the hell
He's like, "How's Daniel, man?" He's like, "Oh, the kid is such a fucking idiot. He's been fucking cleaning my fence for a week, waxing my car.
Sucks. And doing it poorly. He has no ganas."
That's it. The two of them commiserating about their students. I just think that's fucking hilarious.
And and Lou Diamond Phillips and Ralph Macchio are about the same age, so it'd be cool if he had gotten them together.
That's it.
It's like a side. There you go. It's like a buddy cop movie, dude. A spin-off of these two movies.
But it's totally the kind of thing where, like Daniel's like, the Cobra Kai guys are being so mean to me, and then like Lou Diamond Phillips gets a bunch of his gangbanger buddies to like knife them or something. You know what I mean? Like it just totally, yeah.
But I like, you know what I mean? I want to stick on that for a second. Like the one thing, like it was kind of like slightly confusing, but not really. And I'm kind of glad they didn't really show it. Was like, I mean, it would have been cool to show like Angel Guzman's like, kind of other life, like doing horrible things, hanging out with horrible people, but. At the same time, it seemed like all they really did was like dress up in like 50s shit and listen to like, swing music and like just drive around in old cars. They didn't really seem to do much nothing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the focus of the movie obviously is not on that. It's on Jaime and the whole math situation. But I don't know. It was kind of interesting. There's no like real gang banging going on. There was like one fight outside in the yard, like, I don't know, that was it.
I'd like to see like a Goodfellas equivalent of late 80s Latino LA gang stuff. It'd be cool to like learn more about
this movie,
that.
Here we are 30-something years, 40 years later, and this movie is just spitting out spin-off ideas left and right, dude. We already got a Karate Kid mashup, buddy cop spin-off movie. We got the true stories of Angel Guzman, Goodfellas style movie. I love it, dude.
Yeah, get Lorraine Bracco back into the mix.
Ooh, there you go, man.
Straight off of her Oscar award winning Hackers. Yeah,
totally. I wish I could do a good impression of her, man. She's got a great voice.
She's great. Yeah, they really didn't really go very far with the gangbanger stuff, but the finger man stuff when the other kid, the quiet kid, comes in and just tough guys. It's just, goddamn, it's just beautiful. It's so funny.
Totally. And very funny. That character's name is Chuco. I had to look that up to find that.
Yeah, the stone cold stares from those guys was so funny. And the other dudes would just be like standing in the back trying to intimidate.
Totally, man. All the oversized shirts, one button at the top, kind of like those dudes. And, these these guys were probably hanging out with those two guys on the hill from falling down, bro. Even though it was just a few short 4 years later, man.
No doubt.
You know, good times.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I think like high fives to Escalante for putting up with and like being able to dominate the gangbangers, because those kids would have been terrifying, like going around shooting each other in actuality, you know, like trying to keep a fucking lid on that shit would be crazy.
We're just trying to operate in an environment like that. I mean, we've seen, like, you know, if you've ever seen Lean on Me, or even The Principal is sort of semi-goofy as that is, or like The Substitute, or even
Only the Strong.
Julio Iglesias, or the classic Only the Strong.
Like, how do you keep control of a bunch of these kids without knowing capoeira?
Oh my God, I don't know, but like that's a scary and intimidating environment to be just trying to do your regular job in, man. You know,
No doubt.
That's a lot of stress on the body, dude. You know, mind and body. You know, so I don't know, man. You know, hats off to those people that take those challenges on and do that, because that is some very difficult work, man.
Yeah. And I think that's a big part of the heart of the movie, is just how fucking legendary this dude was in real life, it seems. It's like, it's cool that he gets a bit of accolades here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I agree, because like he didn't really like mess with anybody, but he didn't take any shit off anybody, you know, and he was just like, you know, he had his boundaries, and he was just like, you're going to be here, dude, and you're going to freaking dial it in or you're out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that was that. And everybody respected him for it. And that's why they kept coming back. And that's why they did it. You know what I mean? And to take, you know, a school system that's just so beat up like that, dude, and just start pumping out AP calculus superstars is like, that's incredible, man.
No doubt.
You know, it really is. And like Ben said in the high level, like I ditto me. Like I was not, math just didn't work for me. You know, it's only now.
I didn't have a Jaime Escalante to teach me.
That's it.
Well, there you go, man. Exactly.
Nobody could tell me what I was trying to do. I felt like I was, you know, doing the fucking word search or a crossword puzzle, you know, like
totally.
I could crunch the numbers, but like after you've done like, you know, the like long division multiplication like 6 years in a row, you get kind of sick of it.
No
and
doubt.
that's totally what it was like in my school system. Like they just did not fucking move us on to anything else. They just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And I was like, you know what?
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I just had it. By the time we got on to the juicy stuff, I just had no appetite for it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you. If you can't tell me why I'm doing this, then I'm not doing it.
Right.
But
no, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
To be this is probably more like the Only the Strong of math, really, right?
Yeah.
A little closer.
Sure.
It's just not karate, it's capoeira.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, you know, and there's the format, like it was a class, it was, you know, kids in a tough school, all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
It's like Stand and Banana Way.
Sure. Yeah. But I had something I was going to say. Oh, I watched a thing with EJO, Edward James Olmos, and he was talking about, it was like a breakdown of a scene from the movie, and he was talking about how he was wondering how Jaime Escalante dealt with like these kids that were really fucking tough and scary. And, you know, he was like, I realized in his body language that the dude was not threatening at all. You know, he made himself as unthreatening as possible, and he used humor to keep people engaged, you know, or to win people over. So
disarm the aggression or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and also too, I think like he came from similar roots. Like I was just reading a smidge about him, and he's like, you know, he's from La Paz, Bolivia. You know what I mean? And like that, Bolivia is rough, and that's a rough city. You know what I mean? So he's one of those people. It's not like he's some, you know, white dude coming in from somewhere else and like saving everybody. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those stupid scenarios.
Right.
You know,
it's not a white savior story.
No, thank God, right? Like he's one of those people, man. You know what I mean? Like this is a person that's essentially from that community, man, or was once part of that exact community. You know what I mean? He may have like elevated himself through like, you know, his math and his skills and all that kind of thing. You know, working as an engineer, whatever. But you know, I think that was a big part of it too, man. You know, all those things combined. You know, that's a lot of stars lining up, man.
No doubt.
It's great.
And the body language stuff too, like watching Almost play the character is just, there's so much odd and specific body language, but it totally does fit that vibe of you know, non-threatening, sort of keep you on your toes, confusing but funny body language. So totally, I buy that for sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
It would totally
It's really
work,
cool.
you know, or clearly it did.
You know, going back to like those educators for a second, man, because like I don't know, I'm a big, you know, sort of advocate for teachers. Like well, not an advocate, but I believe that teachers are just sort of generally underpaid. You know,
Fucking A.
That's a really hard job, dude,
underappreciated.
You know? Underappreciated and underpaid, and it's a really, really hard job, dude. And then it's like all of a sudden, you know, you're not in like some. You know, like they were saying in the movie, you're not in Beverly Hills, dude. You're in like a really tough school district, man, in a really tough school. And the funding sucks and the community is rough and dangerous, man. And it's just like to be an educator trying to do that job, you know, in a rundown building, no air conditioning. It's hot as hell in LA. Like there's just that's just a lot, man, you know, and those people are coming in there and they're fighting every day and grinding it out every day, man, you know, so big ups to all of the people out there that do that, man, you know.
Yeah, it seems like the system is just built to fucking prevent you from doing your job, you know, all the standardized test bullshit and funding issues and all that bullshit. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Well, I was thinking about the funding. I was thinking about the computers when I started that comment, you know what I mean? But, you know, kind of jumping to the end of the movie, you know, it's like, it's such a great story, dude. And then it's like you come to find out. And again, like all of this is true, you know, that, you know, like these kids like worked so hard to achieve this, man. And then, you know, to have them get accused of cheating in a discriminatory way because of, you know, their socioeconomic background or that they all have Latino surnames or whatever it was. We don't really know what it was, but you know, like that's super disheartening, man, you know?
Yeah, but not a surprise.
No, not a surprise at all, but you know, to have to go and like retake the test again and you know, even to have chemo go in there and freaking flip out on him, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
I saw some stuff because I was curious about the based on true stories nature of it, and I don't know if it's true or not. I think it probably is, but some of the details about the cheating accusations were kind of shared later, and I guess there was like question 6 or whatever in the essay section had a really weird situation where a bunch of kids said the same thing using the same words, and then later I think someone said that they passed something around. And so it sounds like the kids actually did cheat but didn't need to because they would have passed anyways. And so if that's the case, like they made a story-based decision to make it, you know, more aligned with the kind of oppressive nature of being a minority, which like I'm totally down. I'm fine with that choice, that story choice, but it does kind of deflate a little bit of the like, you know, racist accusation shit. It seems like that might not actually have been the case, despite the fact that there's definitely still a, you know, oppression in the system against, you know, minorities or, you know, rundown neighborhood school kids and stuff like that. But so
yeah,
I thought that was interesting because I felt the same way where it's just like, for fuck's sake, these kids are just trying to claw their way out of this shitty hole you put them in. Like, fucking give them a break.
Yeah, right.
But the truth is a little bit messier, I guess. You know,
Always.
It's still very much that. It's still very much, you know, chuck these kids in a shitty school. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they didn't need to cheat, I think, says it all. You know, they had the skills.
100%. Okay, so bits and bobs.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, there's not like a lot of cast to go through here.
Yeah, well,
no, the kids were great, but they didn't really have a lot under their belts.
No, they didn't, but they did. I feel like they, took enough time to explore a good deal of them, at least a little, just digging a little bit underneath the surface. So
sure,
you had enough to care for the characters, man. You know what I mean? Even though this is a true life story, you know what I mean? Like, you could really feel the situations, man. Like I was thinking about, I mean, part of this just comes from my own experience as a parent, man. Like, I can't remember the character's name, but like, the girl that ends up dating Poncho, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like earlier on in the movie, she's like putting 4 to 6 kids to bed. You know what I mean? And then like kisses her dad, finishes packing his lunch, sends him packing, and then like she finally sits down to like get down to her math homework, and her mom walks in and she's freaking exhausted, and she's like, "Hey, can you turn off that light?" And she folds up all her shit and goes in the other room, and it's just like, God damn, dude.
Set up to fail, just slice of life. They have to do it, kind of shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, not necessarily set up to fail, but it's just like you're not just struggling like in school, man. Like,
you got other shit you got to do.
This is what exactly, man. This is what you're contending with when you go home every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that is a lot, man, especially for a kid to be dealing with, man. Like you're talking about a bunch of 17-year-old kids, man, 18-year-old kids, and it's just like, I mean, they're
kids
helping out at the family restaurant. They're like, putting the kids to bed, helping mom and dad. Like, there's just a lot going on there, dude. Like, homeboy's working a job fixing cars, and I mean, it's just it's just a lot, man. So I guess
they don't get to be kids.
Exactly. You don't get to be kids, but I like that part of the movie, that they took enough time to give us enough of the kids that we could give a shit about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And really kind of rally behind them, man. And in fact, you watch the movie and you kind of wish that there was a little bit more. Like, like what about the nerdy kid with glasses? Like, what about the rock and roll dude? Like we didn't really get to find out a lot about those people,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was one of the movie's strengths as well. It's like, of course, Jaime and the situation are kind of the centerpiece of the movie, man. But like, these kids that are mostly a collection of, essentially little known or unknown actors, like, they really pulled out a great job, man, and made you care for those characters, man. And there's a lot to be said for that,
No doubt. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, it was. Despite the fact that the ensemble was a bunch of unknowns, it was definitely an ensemble piece, like it wouldn't have had the weight if either Almost or the kids didn't come to the party. Like if it was just an Almost kind of biopic kind of thing, it would have fallen a bit flat. So I definitely think fleshing out the kids made a huge difference in making the film seem much more real.
Yeah, and it also gave us, it gave the story the opportunity. I mean, again, even though it's a real story, like we get to watch the progression of them all kind of really coming together and bonding under these math skills. I mean, that's possibly the nerdiest thing I've ever said.
Pretty much.
Show, but yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? So, they really get into it, man. And they kind of become like a unit. And that's a cool thing.
Yeah. On paper, it sounds like
the
worst idea for a movie ever, but
oh my God,
did a good job.
It does.
I'm picturing like a bit of a Gunny Highway thing where, like whips the kids into shape.
Yeah. If you put Gunny Highway in place of Jaime Escalante,
you might have something.
You might have something, I'll tell you what.
The other bit, too, that I think like adds even more shape to this thing and turns it into a full-bodied movie is the teacher's conference room stuff, where there's the lady who's doubting the kids. And I feel like all of these, like, you just always expect certain industries to, like, I don't know, be full of miracle workers, like
Hope.
For when I did the Haiti thing, like I just expected the aid industry to be like a helpful industry, and like you think that the medical industry is full of helpful people, and you think that the education industry is full of saviors and stuff, but then you get into it and it's actually super complex, and the funding stuff fucks you no matter how good your intentions are, and this, that, and the other,
and then you find out how wrong you really are. And
Yeah,
you get really
exactly.
depressed.
But then, like, I feel like the lady that played the head of the department was interesting in this because she's just like, nah,
Yes.
we need to teach him fucking, addition and subtraction, and almost is like, I want to teach calculus, man, and she's all fucking boo-hoo about it, and then she fucking walks out. And then later they the test scores come back and they pass, and she's crying with happiness, and then she immediately turns around again and is like, oh, they're cheaters going to cheat, like it was a really interesting dynamic there where, they're happy to take the win, but as soon as the accusations start flying, like everyone abandons almost and, believes the bullshit.
And they just think that the kids are exactly what they thought they were. Just
the whole time,
losers and thieves and cheats, and they're rotten. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That's interesting, man.
But you spend enough years in that system and you become cynical, no
doubt.
I don't hold anything against a person that ends up in that headspace. Like you've been through the meat grinder enough times, you get cynical. But it's just a shame that that's how it ends up a lot of the time.
Agreed.
It's an interesting piece to it for sure.
Yeah. No, it definitely is, dude. I mean, look, I've experienced some of that myself, dude. As a coach, because I coached when I did not have children, and I did it because I loved ice hockey and I did it for no money, at times, and like I got shit all over. I got ran out of there twice, and it's eventually I burned out and I stopped. I just quit. You know what I mean? And it's easy to, so I identify with that, a lot, and it makes me even want to take my hat off more to the people like Jaime and the people that
stick
really
it out.
step up to the plate, and keep sticking it out, because it's hard, because you got to keep having like an endless amount of like sort of optimism and hope, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, and like you said, like I don't I can't really take anything away from the people that just get burned out and they lose hope and they're just like, this
fuck
sucks, it's like I especially in a situation like that, you know what I mean, where you're just surrounded by adversity all the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
From the community, the socioeconomics, like all of that stuff, like that's a lot to contend with, man. So yeah. That's a good comment, dude. Great. I like that you brought up that woman. That was really great.
She did a good job. Like,
yeah, she did, dude.
It's kind of a bit element to the story, but it adds a whole nother layer. Yeah.
Well, it kind of is a bit element to the story, but it's kind of the central point of the story, man.
Same with the phys ed teacher dude. He's like, I'm just a phys ed teacher, but they got me teaching fucking math. Like he's kind of comic relief, but it kind of is a good indication of how fucking broken the system is.
And you like my suit?
Yeah, like his ass rips. That was great.
Dude.
It's so perfect. He's like such a schlubby character. I love it.
He's totally schlubby.
I just picture he's kind of like, the Tom Arnold style of character,
Definitely. Bro.
The schlubster.
The schlubster.
Yeah, between that and the you mentioned the kids not having their childhood. Like, it wasn't the girl going to work at her parents' diner. It was like, or the restaurant. It was the dad being like, you need to drop out of school and come work here. Like, it's a totally different pile of shit, That was a cool, I like that scene, even though, Escalante was kind of coming down on the dad, which is a bit heavy duty to do in the dude's, restaurant. He was right.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you got to fucking sort this shit out, man.
Yeah, that was pretty ballsy, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he was dead right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He was. He definitely was. Yeah, the restaurant scene was pretty intense, man, for sure. But I mean, I don't know. One thing I've for sure learned is that, like, that's the thing about people that give a shit, man. It's very easy to mistake when people are doing that as, they're coming down on you or they're hating on you or whatever. It's like, they're really not, man. You know what I mean? They're challenging you to be better.
Telling you the shit you need to hear. Nobody says.
Oh, same thing he was doing with the dad in the restaurant, dude. Same thing with me and this guy I work with right now. It's like exactly the same thing. And it's like it's easy to misconstrue that, man, but foolish to do so at the same time. But it's like, whatever. Pride, dude. Pride kills.
No doubt. Hold you back.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I feel like we are bitsing and bobsing at this stage, or we're ready for it.
Are we, though, Chad?
I think so.
Or are we just going deeper into the cerebral maze that is Jaime Escalante?
That is the socioeconomic problems with society these days.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's like a good coverage of the meat of it, and then it is the kind of comedy bits and bobs and other stuff.
Are you trying to justify our super short show?
Yeah. Unless you want to do a huge Battlestar Galactica kind of tie-in here.
Whoa. No, I was thinking about Gunny Highway again.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine? I was just trying to picturing him in the classroom up at the board.
With his super tight t-shirt?
Yeah, totally, man. And his, like, M16 slung under his arm, piece of chalk in one hand. All right, everybody. I can't even do it, dude.
I'm sure he would have come up with some very inappropriate nicknames.
Excellent.
A negative
stuff.
plus a negative equals a positive. Repeat after me.
No doubt.
Yeah, good stuff.
He wouldn't have taught those kids calculus, but he would have fucking put them in line.
I don't know. He probably knows calculus, man.
Think so?
You never know, dude. All right, bits and bobs, dude. Go. Do it. Show me your leadership capabilities.
I'm drawing a blank.
Well, you better undraw a blank. All right, so I really liked, not kind of tropey. If there's one trope in this movie, well, two tropes, montages and the trope of, oh my God, my car's stolen. No, Chemo, we really took your car so we could totally trick it out Latino style,
totally, man.
dude. Like, I love that, man. And I love that he drove that damn Beetle. That was my first car. It was like literally that car. It was a baby blue 68 Beetle. And yeah, I like that, man. I like how they tricked his car out and he was just like, you guys.
Right. That's fucking great. I never put two and two together, but like he got his car stolen and he had a falling down, walk across town thing going on too.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, there's some weird things going on here. We got the falling down Karate Kid and this movie. There's something going on, man. Something going on.
No, that's a good call with that scene with the car, dude. That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was. It was cool, man. And I liked how Angel was like, he's like, oh, I'll come to class, but like, I need a set of books for home and a set of books for here. I can't be seen with these books, man. Like it was cool that he wanted to climb out of the shit heap bad enough to go to those lengths to like keep his rep and his street cred with his homies, dude. But like, to do that, and then all of a sudden be like, hey, I'm secretly a math genius later. Like, I don't know. It was cool, man. I like that. It was funny, too.
It was great. And super true. Like, it's exactly how you would do it if you were trying to put on the cool kid vibes.
That's it. Kind of like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're cool.
Yep. The coolest thing you can do in my school is have your the straps to your backpack all the way down so your backpack bounced against your ass when you walked around. That was how you showed how cool you were.
Is that what you do now, or is that what you did back in high school?
Now I have a very, very, very small Hello Kitty backpack that I take my lunch to work. Because that's cool.
Excellent.
On my scooter.
Excellent. On your electric scooter.
On my electric nerd scooter.
Now, we really need to get you a Segway and ship it out there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
so I can play Segway Polo.
Yeah, well, no, so you can have some cheap transport to work, and you can be your journey to be a complete and total nerd will be
complete fucking dork. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Steven Dork.
Steven Dork.
What else we got here, dudes?
I don't know what.
The family kind of dynamic was interesting. That was almost his actual kid cast as his son, which was interesting.
Damn it, nice nugget snipe.
Nug snipe. I don't know, like the wife being like, bro, you're doing this, but like fucking pay attention to us too, and the heart attack kind of working too hard element to it all was interesting.
Yeah, it did.
It did, and it was.
It did, and it was. What about you, Benoit? Any famous?
My finger man.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we've gone over a lot of it. We've gone over some of my favorite stuff in podcasts of the past couple weeks, like
Totally.
Let's cal-coo-lus.
Yeah.
Love that.
Dude, the multiplication table shit was fucking hilarious.
Elsie Clone, it's just awesome. I don't know. I liked his little thing about the Mayans being the ones that
totally
grokked the concept of zero. Like, I thought that was cool.
Right.
Especially it was your ancestors, trying to pump them up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I like there's like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there.
Yeah.
There's lots of quotables in this movie that are delightful.
No
Very
doubt.
much so.
Uh-huh.
Including the now famous Fingerman scene, which we've really opined about in the last couple of episodes.
I think that the comedy bits in this are very much share that connective tissue to the Gunny Highway stuff. Like it just kind of keeps you engaged with the movie because you kind of can chuckle along while also watching something with a ton of heart.
Agreed.
Totally. It sucks you in the same way he sucked his students in.
Yeah. Yes, that's totally legit. Yeah.
You fell for his charm the same way. So
yeah. And I guess the cast and whatnot stayed real tight after this too. And Olmos and Escalante were friends until Escalante passed away and stuff. So there's a lot here. They really hit it out of the park with it being a cultural piece for sure. And evidently is this and Selena are the two most legendary movies in the Latino community, according to some shit I saw, which is cool. It's cool to have a piece
cool.
that really inspires people in your community.
Yeah, whereas Selena is a great story and a biopic, but it's also super depressing. Dude.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, this is super uplifting.
Yeah. Almost is in both of those fucking movies too. A legend in the community.
Yeah.
Last bit, and or Bob for me, we said it a little bit at the beginning, but Estelle Harris. High fives to Estelle Harris.
Oh, man.
As the sassy, salty secretary.
I wasn't even looking. I just heard her, and I was like, oh, shit, it's George's mom.
It was great.
We don't have the computers yet. Whatever the hell she says. But,
yeah, correct.
Good stuff.
Nuggets, deaths, ratings, my dudes. Orale.
Yeah, Nuggets.
Orale. Nuggets, deaths, ratings.
Yeah, orale. Kimo.
I got a dark nugget. I'll do the dark nugget first because I don't want to end on a dark
Go.
nugget. The nerdy girl, the glasses girl, had some shit go down where
Anna?
Yeah.
In her house where she pulled a BB gun on a cop who was trying to do something and she got shot and killed, which is absolutely crazy.
Whoa, dude.
What?
Which, obviously not saying anything about anything. I have no idea about the circumstances, but yeah, she either suicided by cop or fucked up and got shot. They did a fundraiser and stuff afterwards. It's really sad.
That is really sad. Damn, dude. That is a darkie.
Super dark nugget.
Yeah, definitely,
It's awful.
dude. Here's an interesting nugget, and you know me, I always go with the cast nuggets. Andy Garcia was originally cast as one of the students.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
And then he convinced the director to put him as Dr. Ramirez. It was pretty cool.
It was interesting seeing him in there. It was a bit of a weird part for him, but he did a good job. I was totally getting chocolate rain vibes.
Wait, what?
Black Rain or whatever we watched. Was he in that with Falling Down Dude? Did he get his head cut off by Yakuza dudes?
Almost?
No, not
Mike
almost.
Douglas.
Andy Garcia, the guy you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
totally.
right. Jesus.
So terrible. I hated that movie.
It was a good movie, man.
Loved and hated. I loved it and hated it. It was too whatever. I should have seen it in the 80s. That was the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem with every movie.
Yeah. I didn't realize that, so somewhat of a nugget here. Phillips and Olmos appeared in a Miami Vice episode together, and I totally forgot Olmos was a series regular on that show.
Yeah, I guess his success there
Right?
was a huge part of getting funded for this, which is interesting.
Oh, there you go.
I don't remember him in Miami Vice at all. Obviously, I
don't
watched
either,
it a long
dude.
ass
I
time.
watched that show every chance I got because it was the hottest thing, period, for a period of time. And it was well done, too. I mean, it was Michael Mann, dude.
No doubt.
You know, the movie notwithstanding. And Colin Farrell and his hair. Yeah. That's about all I got for nugs.
I got one last thing that I had never known, which I maybe classifies as a nug, but Lou Diamond Phillips is not Latino. He's actually a Filipino, which I had no idea.
What?
Yeah. He was born in a military base in the Philippines. His dad's a Scotch Irish or something, and his mom's Filipino, which I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. Because he's like quintessential Latino roles with Richie Valens and this, you know?
I always pegged him as like a real sort of like a Native American dude, like a Southwest.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit. I think he does have a little bit of Cherokee lineage, but I don't. Maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, I was interested.
Are you making this up?
I swear to God, I'm not making it up. I'm totally serious. I think his dad's like, I don't know, like Scotch. I have no idea, but yeah, he was born in the Philippines on a military base, which is just crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. Interestingly enough. That happens with a lot of actors. And something similarly notable, and I'm bringing this up because I know you two have seen The Man in the High Castle, but Inspector Kido, the guy who is like sort of the head of the secret police, that guy is not Asian. He is Latino.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Because I looked it up, and I was just like, wow. You know, it's just like his facial features just happen that, you know, and his skin complexion that he can pull it off, and he totally did. You know, like you watch that show and you're just like, the guy, he's so convincingly Asian. You're just like, what?
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that pretty cool? Totally, once again, another unrelated show.
Yeah, dude, Joel De La Fuente is the guy's name.
That's it. That's the guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Just blew my mind with your Kev talks about something completely fucking different segment today.
Nugget. It's like a yeah, it should be a new segment. All right, deaths.
What you got, bro?
I got one. I got the Ghana's death, Chad. Your Ghana's death is the only one. We don't have two. We don't have three. There's no negative two.
It's fucked up, bro.
One. And it's a death of Baganas. So, ratings. I'll go first.
Okay.
This movie is it's a 10.
Nice.
It's 1988. It still holds up beautifully. You could have made this movie yesterday and you wouldn't be able to tell. It's excellently written, excellently acted. It's an excellent biopic. Oscar nomination for our favorite guy, almost. There's like literally nothing I don't like about the movie. You know what I mean? So
sure. While
it may not be a movie that I'm going to watch like, you know, a couple times a year or whatever, like it's so good, man. This is such a delight to watch. I watched it twice actually this week. It was so good.
There you go, bro.
That's it. I'm done. Next person, please.
Dunskies.
Show me your leadership capabilities.
I'll sandwich my Stallone's 5 in between your two high ratings. Making a presumption on your rating, Benny, but I give this one a 5.7. It's solid, dude. It's a good movie. I have no connection to the kind of like cultural elements of this, but from what I understand, it's like a juggernaut in the community, which I think is like super props for that, you know, in the Latino community. Totally. Like I can't speak to it obviously because I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but that's pretty cool that it's like a major touchstone. And the performances by Olmos in particular are just fucking through the roof. So this one's up with, you know, Unbearable Weight. We did recently True Lies, RoboCop, so like in really good company. But 5.7.
Biggity bam.
Worth checking out.
Word.
All right, head in a jar, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9 on this. It's
nice.
There you go.
Excellent movie, man. I've seen it a ton of times. It's got some nostalgic vibes for me, but I think it holds up, and I think it's it's just a feel good movie, man, and it's funny, and it's just great.
Fuck
well
yeah, bro.
Said. I mean, all right.
All right.
I got Edlebrock intake, 650 double pumpers.
You just swap out those pizza cutters, man.
Holy shit. All right, Chad Lab, what are we doing next week?
I've got Lethal Weapon 2 on the docket, so we could potentially
No.
choose that as like the beginning of a buddy cop month.
So you're nudging out my crusty math teacher.
Well, your
month
crusty
for
math
buddy cop
teacher
month?
month is a fucking non-starter, bro. Sorry.
Come on, dude. People are clamoring for this.
Buddy cop month would be pretty good.
Yeah, let's just let it organically happen, man.
Okay.
Not expecting a buddy cop month.
But you were expecting a math teacher
I
month. So.
was definitely expecting that. All right, so you want to do that? You wanna
I don't
start
know.
off with buddy
This
cop
is a
month?
random thing to throw
Any
out there.
thoughts?
Whatever, man.
He's game for anything.
Whatever.
Fair enough. I'm kind of feeling like Tango and Cash has to be included.
Could be your pick, homie.
Well, I mean, it could. There's so many buddy cop movies, dude. I mean,
You don't have
my
to,
God.
figure them all out right here. And
I mean, there's serious
No.
ones, there's good ones, there's goofy ones, there's...
Is
you know,
Beverly Hills Cop a buddy cop movie? 'Cause it's like just the one cop.
Kind of. Well, it's kind of like one cop, but three cops. You know, it's not like two cops.
He does have some buddies.
What's that?
And then what's the Point Break?
No way.
Is Point Break a buddy cop movie?
I mean,
It is.
no.
You don't think so?
Was Showdown a buddy cop movie?
Shakedown? No, I'm going to draw a blank and I won't be able to think of any. I mean, like Rush Hour. All those movies are buddy cop movies. Yeah, there you go. Bad Boys, you know, yeah, I can get down with that. Maybe we should have a whole show just debating the merits of what makes a good buddy cop movie. 'cause
Means
we're already
Utopia,
moving in
that's
that
a good buddy.
direction.
48 hours.
48 hours. Boom. Oof. That might be my pick.
But I picked.
Damn you.
In true Benny style, Benny recommends a movie and Kev immediately recommends it right back to him.
Oh, that was good. Well played, my friend. I would rather do something like 48 Hours or another 48 Hours as the first one.
Yeah, I'm
next
down.
week.
That's fine.
I feel like we just did Lethal Weapon.
Ooh, okay. Dragnet.
Oh, man.
Lethal Weapon was released in 2021.
Clint Eastwood and Charlie Sheen in The Rookie.
Episode 128.
Oh, there you go. There's also like a Michael J. Fox and James Caan one, I think. Or no, James Woods.
Training Day.
Ooh, yeah, Training Day, dude.
Plethora of them. A Dragnet has got to be in there.
Dragnet. 48 Hours.
The mystery one.
Lethal Weapon 2. And...
Not really a buddy cop movie.
It's kind of not a cop movie.
You said Tango and Cash. And then
Alien Nation, dude. Alien Nation.
Oh, yes.
buddy cop movie, motherfucker.
And James Caan.
So what's the votes here?
Sour Milk.
Alien Nation.
Lethal Weapon
and
2.
The fourth one is
Dragnet. 48
Lethal
Hours.
Weapon, or
Alien
Tango
Nation.
and Cash, or Training Day.
No. Ben just laid it all out, dude. You're behind the conversation.
I mean, I can change my
Well, you already picked Lethal Weapon 2. So.
Dabney fucking Coleman and Christopher
No, it's
Plummer.
Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. man.
Totally. That's a total hate Beastmaster. And Harry Morgan from the original show.
We should do that. Some deep cuts, some hot picks.
Ooh, deep cuts, baby. I love
Get the
it.
nerds riled up.
What do you guys think about Lethal Weapon, Dragnet, 48 Hours, Alien Nation in terms of sequence?
So, Chad Slab, what are we doing? What are we doing next week, dude? I'm excited.
Well, we haven't done any Lethal Weapon movies in a long time, so to kick off our buddy cop week, a buddy cop month, we're doing 48 Hours.
Wait, we're doing a buddy cop month?
Wait,
dude?
what? Yeah.
That sounds so exciting. Tell us more, Chad.
That's a month where we watch buddy cop movies.
Oh, cool.
That's what it says on the tin, bro.
What's the first one?
48 Hours, we'll do that first. And then if Kev allows us, we'll maybe do a Lethal Weapon movie at some point in the next few years.
Whoa. Don't be like giving it away. It's got to be a surprise.
Well, we're not doing it, so there you go.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in for us. Jesus. Hey, and now it's time for the part of the show where I can't remember how to talk or say the things that I say every single week. So thank you for tuning in with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For
Good so far.
Yes, thank you.
And deliver.
Yep.
And thank you to Edward James Olmos for just existing.
Yes.
And join us next week for the beginning of Buddy Cop Month Buddy Cop. Holy shit. Buddy Cop movie month.
Buddy Cop
movie month. And we're going to kick that off with
48 Hours.
48 Hours. Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you later, man.
Bye.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you'd like to check out the show notes, you can do so in your podcast app. Oh, choice, or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/197. And if you'd like to support us and our endeavor to bring you great entertainment every week, you can do so by doing a couple of different things. Tell your friends to check out the show, and you can also rate us and review us wherever you get your podcast. That's incredibly helpful and important. Also, you can support us directly with some Patreon money / that was going so good. Patreon.com/EBD podcast. Okay, chuck us a buck. Chuck us a buck if you give a fuck.
I just spit water all over my mic.
Nice. There you go. ruining Chad's equipment. I love it. All right. So the final thing is social media. We blah on social media at EBD Podcast everywhere, but we're really only on Instagram. So join us there if you want. And that's it. Thanks for joining us for Stand and Deliver. We'll see you next week for
Lethal Weapon 2.
48 hours. And the beginning of Buddy Cop Movie Month. So long for now, folks.
Episode, everybody dies.
Beady. Stop into it. Get to put a little bit of schnapps in there.